Okay, pilots, I'm adding me a few details to my C-47 transport. Usually these balsa planes kits, they don't really come with a lot of the little side detail antennas and little things, and the rivets and all that, panel lines, things like that. Some of them do, some of them don't. So what I've decided to do, I'm going to show you the pack here later on in the video. But I've gotten some plastic parts for the LX model Super B25. And you just get, little odd and end little things. You know what I'm saying? Little vents that goes on the side, antennas, things like that, So what I'm going to do is, it's got a hole here, there ain't no hole in the bottom here, so I'm just going to take a drill. I'm going to drill me a little pilot hole now. I'm pretty sure there's two supports in there or something. We'll see. Goodness gracious. I better get another blade or a bit. That ain't gonna work. Knew I shouldn't have changed the bit, but this one's bent. It's bent, I tell you. Yep, I hit something right there. Uh-oh, my bit's come loose. Come on, man. Everything in the book. All right, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. Right off on the floor. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can make it a little bit bigger here. I just want to barely get it going. Let me see if there's anything back there behind. I think there's a support right there. I better not drill that all the way through. Better not do it. Yep, I bet you that's what that is. I'm gonna go a little bit higher here. Just taking the drill bit blade and just kind of moving around there. That support's going right across the middle of it. You know how I had the little pin and everything lined up with it. Yep. I probably it ain't much, but it's just enough to give it some relief. Give it some relief from it catching that air. I'm gonna take my hobby knife and trim that up a little bit. And maybe get inside the cockpit there a little bit and cool things down. Hell, you never know. I'm new at this balsa. I might be doing something I ain't supposed to be doing. Alright, now I've got it hollowed out there. Let me turn this on. Why am I not turning this on yet? There we go. Now we got some light on the situation. All right, that's one side. If you can see that brace going right across the center, and then I'll kind of just hollowed it out a little bit on the bottom. Give it some relief from catching that air. I mean, we're talking just micros, but here, you know. All right. Now, I'm going to take a kind of a fine Sharpie point there. It goes into a nice little point. I'm going to put it right dead center of the Q. EQ. Can you believe he had my initial name on it? That's looking good right there. I'm liking that. Uh-oh, I would hit it. I'm going to see if I can hold this here. Let me bring it a little bit forward away from that letter. I'm just kind of tracing around it there. Ain't gonna move, gentlemen. Trying to put it right back where it was earlier. I want you to hit it and knock it off. I'll hit it and knock it off in it as sure as the world. Oh yeah. Now now pilots, I know there's probably 15 different ways you can do this, but the way I'm going to be doing it is just taking the drill bit. I've already looked behind it. My iron line is not really close to it, but it, you know, if I go nuts with the drill bit, I might hit my iron line. So I've got it traced out where I'm going to put it. I'm just going to start putting little holes down through here. Uh-oh, not that way. But right inside the line. But don't create a shadow. You ain't got to go far. And it's just like maybe an eighth of an inch. Getting a little bit smaller bit. That's a pretty rough cut there now, I'm telling you. So you got to go back, take your hobby knife, of course, and do a little trimming. Now the covering is about the strongest thing that you got there. So if you can get through that covering a little bit with your hobby knife, that balsa wood don't take much to just kind of trim it up. Let me check something, pilots. I think I heard somebody knock at the door. Yep, no visitors tonight. Remember now, I don't want my blade going nuts down through there now. My airline for the retract is right there to refill. It comes up here, the nozzle comes up here into the cockpit. If I can ever get over this little flu I had here, I finally think I kicked it, but you know how that gotta hang around for another week or giving you troubles. Alright. There's our little hole. Let's see what we got. I'm sure I'm gonna have to do a lot of trimming. Let's see. Oh my goodness. A lot's not the word. Goodness, don't flip over. Don't be moving around on me like that. Not too bad. Now pots, I got decals I could put on it. I'm gonna put a couple on it. Fuel warning, nozzles, you know, whatever. And got a few more that I was going to attempt to get on it. A little bit more on that edge. I'm even going to try to put some pilots in it. I got to get a flat piece and put down and see how much of the pilot I'm going to cut up. Let me get down here and look at it a second. Okay. There we go. I can always just take it back out for a flight, or, if I wanted to, I can glue it in there, leave it in there. But that was that one. There's that one. Let me show you one I'm going to put on the bottom. Now, you say, well, maybe the C-47 didn't have all this stuff. Well, I can tell you right now, my 148 model does. So this one's going to have. There's a little radar dome. That's going to go there. Antenna's gonna go there. And the antenna right here. Now this antenna right here is pretty stout. I mean, it's a pretty thick piece of thick piece of plastic there, And you remember how I have to take a screwdriver to it to pry this thing up a little bit? Well, might help me out. I know what that is. Y'all stop beating on the door where I done fed you. Not gonna go there. I got another one over here on this side. Right here. Gotta make sure I ain't hitting nothing. You gotta be careful with these now. Okay. See that one sitting right there? Can't believe it's got the glass in it. Oh, God. Okay, we're flipping this thing over here. We're gonna be careful. Let me take this out. Go ahead and take that one out. Not gonna hook anything up, folks. Not gonna hook anything up. Good God. And I doubt I'll be able to flip this thing over after I put this wing on. Get that off my airline. Airline hooks onto it. I don't know if you can see it or not. Airline sort of retracts hooks to it right there. I said earlier in a video that this was a throttle servo, but that servo right there operates the air valves that operate the retracts. The throttle servos, I guess, are in here somewhere. Okay, let's see here. Yep, gotta flip it over. Figures I bring it in here wrong. All right, watch the camera. Get by the camera first. You wait to see, Pops. I'm gonna get some navigation lights in there. I gotta cut the hole just pretty much the same way I'm doing the little detail vent and antennas using the drill. Let's see, I'm gonna have to move it here because my props is gonna hit that bench. Get ready here. Gotta see what I gotta do here. Let me make sure I got them antennas off. Yep, took them off. Gotta learn how to do this. Be hooking my airline up. This goes to the battery, so the switch in the cockpit will turn the receiver on and off. And I got elevator and then rudder. Then I got to come in here, get all this in. Line up my pins. Make sure my complaint no. Uh-oh, want to break. Let me see here. I think I just hit that side right there. I got to make sure not do that again. Look in here. This plane is angled. Why is it angled? Now then. So I've got my arm back here on the tail, keeping this thing from flipping up. Now, the only thing I'm really worried about right now is empty gas tanks. Ooh, and that, whatever that was. Let's see what I'm doing here. What is that? What is that? Let's see what it is. Oh, goodness. to trim a little bit off of the wall there. It's hitting the servo that operates the retracts. So I'm gonna have to trim a little bit right there. Tight here, right there. I knew you was gonna do that. I got you, baby. You ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. What did I do with them? Here we are. Now get down, get down. Move this back a little bit here. Ten seconds. Go ahead, it's okay. You ain't going nowhere now, baby. Okay. Okay. Nice scale landing gear. Soft rubber tires. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's see if I can get her turned around here. Okay, I'm standing up, and man, it's a good 6 more inches to over my head here. I've got so many planes sitting around, hanging around. Okay, I better got it now. Easy on the EC 1500 up there. Another transport, and here we coming in for landing. We easing in, pilots, easing in. Oh boy. Let's see if it's gonna sit on here. Might not even sit on here, pilot. Let me get it forward here a little bit. Coming in for landing, let's see. All right, wheels on the ground. Wheels on the ground. Making adjustments. Coming down from the throttle. Just kind of went with a decal over there, a few old decal, if you can see that. And this little decal right here says, caution, disconnect electric wires before taking wing off. Believe it or not. Got my invasion stripes repainted. I don't know, pilots, that was just maybe his deal. He wanted it, so he done it, you know, it's his plane. But now it's mine. You know I am. I gotta make it mine. Get the nav lights on it. But got to run the lead. I got to hope for God and pray to the Lord that there's a way to run my lead on the inside. I'm gonna come out here to my landing light. I'm not sure. I gotta look on my 1/48 scale. I forgot to do that. That's one thing I forgot to do. Look and see where my landing light is on the wing. Run that lead up to the landing light, then run the rest of the lead up through the wing there into the fuselage. Do something with it, you know, with the receiver on the wing. Yeah, you can see in there, see there, nozzles and everything. Let's see if I can get that thing off. Give me a second here. I know this ain't gonna pull it off now. Nope. When I get it glued, maybe it will. Put the screwdriver over here. He's got a metal plate that he kind of put on there so he could be able to do this and get his canopy off. I'm hoping that when I glue that, maybe it'll help me get that off. But it kind of goes in the inside. Let me get the light here. You can see it sticking through right there. And then I'm gonna put maybe a flat piece over here, you know, get it up high enough maybe to miss whatever I need to. And put the pilots in there. But right here is kind of like a valve needle right here. And you hook your airline over to this one, it's just like a regular tube or you know, on your car tire, little nozzle. But as you pumping air into here, this little center pin here rises. It comes up and it's got marks on it. And he told me, he says, don't go past the 4th red mark. When you see that 4th red one, don't go past that. And of course, this little switch right here, this is on and off for the receiver battery. All right, I'm gonna get you down here and I'm gonna show you something that's gonna be the trick. Okay, now, let's see. I know it's gonna be tough for you. But if you can look through there, if you can see through there, I don't know. I'm looking at the camera here. I'm trying. But if you'll see the you know, the half circle here in the framework, but that goes all the way back to the back of the plane like that. And I'm trying to get light back there, pots, and I just can't do it. But anyway, it goes all the way back through there like that. Gets a little bit bigger in the center, but you know, starts to get smaller at the back. So if I slide a tube down through that framework, all the way down the fuselage, make sure I'm missing everything, because right through here is rods for the elevator and rudder. And that tube's gonna be running right about up through here to right here. And I'm gonna put a slight, you know, bend in it, maybe try to less than a 45-degree bend, so it won't get nothing caught up in there when the paratroopers are stuffed up in there, and slide out. But up through here somewhere up through here, what might have to do is put a vent hole somewhere and have a servo that opens a door and allows a lot of air to go through and get into that tube and push the paratroopers out. Hit the switch again, hit the switch that opens the door, wide into this servo up here where it'll open a valve, open a panel. I mean, you know, it's some work, pilots, it's some work, but on these bosses, you know, it's a little more than just taking molds and making a mold, and where all these factory doors open and bomb drop and tank drops, you know. It's a little bit different on these. You got to come up with the ideas yourself. You got to look at plans. You got to make sure you're going to miss this. You ain't going to mess with that. Let's get my camera back on. I ain't going nowhere. Ain't she cool? Oh, I got a piece of tape still on her. I don't know what in the world this is that he painted this thing with. But man, thinner ain't even gonna, ain't softening it up, pilots. I mean, I don't know what it is. Something from Imran, maybe. All right, now let me show you where I got all these little details and stuff. Now, a lot of you pilots I know out there's got these 3D printers and can just, you know, make whatever you want. You know what I mean? Whatever you want. But, you know, I spend my money on planes, not on 3D printers. So what I do is I call up, or I just order up, you know, get in touch with Banana Hobby, and I get the plastic parts kit or set for the LX model B25. Okay. Now you get all sorts of stuff, pops. First of all, you get a big old packet of push rods that you'll never need push rods again. You get another packet of big screws, you know. I mean, can you imagine how many screws is in that B25? You get motor mounts. Alright. You get a pitot tube. Pitot tube is gonna go in the wing. Let me get it right here. Pitot tube goes in the wing. Now it's got a big base out here on it, but I had to take it off. It didn't fit up to the wing. You got landing light covers. You got wingtip covers, but I'm not going to use them. They're not formed right to wingtips. All right. Look here. Now this bag right here stuff is what I'm going to send to centuryjet.com, and he's going to see if he can use these on my B-17. All right. Can you imagine? You know, you got 50 calibers, pilots. And I've got 5 of them, 2 for the waist, 3 to go in the front, because I'm gonna get an F model. F model didn't have the big chin gun on it. It had 3 50s sticking out the nose of the front of it. All right. Now you get, all right. Now this right here is like a little a bullet reflector that they stick on the top of the B-25 for the ball turret when the turret on the top of the plane comes around. The bullet won't get shot down into the fuselage. It'll reflect off of this. Instead of going in, it kind of sets up here, back behind the gun, you know, so it'll reflect the bullet off if he gets kind of wild with his gun there. All right, now here's the wingtip LED covers. Well, like I said, it don't match up. It's not got enough of a point to it. Let's see what else goes. Now you get a bunch of these little short 50s. Like, I think you get like 8 of them. And I paint the little tip of them silver. Alright, let's see here. That's my gyro. That's my receiver. Alright, and like I said, you get you get that little vent there that I just installed. There's another pitot tube. There's the base on the big end of it there. I mean, just endless little things. There's the little radar dome. I mean, it was $16, pilot. $16. I mean, for crying out loud, I was looking for that other one, but I don't see it. There's that other antenna. There's that other antenna. Now, it comes in 2 pieces. This little base will be a piece, and then this top piece here will be a piece. But I mean, you know, come on now. $16? You don't think that's worth $16? Banana Hobby? Oh, okay. All right. And look here. You get 4 of the spars that went in the wing, you know. A little slide over rod here. Yeah. Get 4 of them. Get a strip of Velcro. No glue or nothing on the back of it. There's a strip of Velcro too, you know. Okay. I played enough. Played enough, pilots. There it is. And I ain't done yet. Gotta put nav lights in it, my strobe light on the top, landing lights, and the adventure of putting a door on it. I'm out.